Hey guys, Reckless Gamer here. Welcome back to another episode of Sonic Adventure. On the last episode, we finished Sonic's story, and we stopped Dr. Eggman's crazy plan. Everything was a-okay. But in this game, it's not just Sonic's story. We got a bunch of other ones. So today we're starting Tails' story, which should be fun. He's Miles Tails Prower, Sonic's best friend. He was our partner in Sonic's story. He was there for a good handful of the levels with us. And his gameplay is going to be a little bit different than Sonic's. He doesn't have as much levels, so these parts should go by pretty quickly. There won't be as many parts as there was for Sonic, so I say we get right into it whenever past me decides to press the button. Press it. There we go. So I'm still playing Sonic Adventure DX on PC, but just with a Dreamcast conversion mod. I'm still using the Sonic Adventure DX models. I do believe I switched them later on into the playthrough just to show off what both models are like. Tails is here testing out his plane.
Uh-oh, what's this? No! I'm out of control! Mayday! Going down! Look out below!
Yeah, so if you remember in Sonic story, we had to run through Emerald Coast to go save Tails. That won't be the case here, since Tails was knocked out at the end of the stage. So, we're basically like filling in like the different perspectives that we didn't get to see during Sonic story, which I think is pretty neat, pretty cool.
So what went wrong anyway? It's not like you to crash like that.
Yeah, it's just that I'm testing a new prototype power supply, and it's not fully compatible yet.
You can always borrow my plane, the Tornado, if you want.
Thanks, Sonic. But if I can make this work, it'll run circles around yours. Check out this power supply!
It's a Chaos Emerald! No way!
I was lucky to find one of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. They have unlimited mystic powers. Now I want to harness that power to fly my plane.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to my workshop in the Mystic Ruins, and I'll show you what I've been working on. We'll go to the
It's an unlimited power supply.
We'll get there in no time.
Let's not use it to, create like sustainable energy, like sustainable never-ending energy. Let's not use it to solve world hunger. Let's use it to fly a plane. Tails can do a roll there, as you saw. He could fly. You could talk to all the NPCs around Station Square still with him. You're going to be going to, the different hub worlds. I don't think the NPCs have too much different to say. There might be like some variations of dialogue and everything, but from what I know, like they say pretty much the same things at around the same times that the things are happening in Sonic story. Another thing about not just Tails' story, all the other stories in the game is that you might have heard it there in the first cutscene we just watched. The dialogue is slightly different depending on like the story you're playing and what cutscene is happening, which I think keeps it pretty fresh when you're doing like multiple playthroughs, or at least doing it all back to back. You know what I mean? The dialogue's slightly different, which I find charming. Over here behind Twinkle Park is going to be a power up for Tails, which I think is personally, I think it's kind of like not that useful. Maybe for the very last level that Tails does, maybe it has some use there, but everything else is pretty doable without these, I would say. So not mandatory, but this is where it is if you want to get it. The jet ankle. Look, makes his shoes look pretty cool too, in my opinion. Don't know how they work. Don't ask me. I'm a big Sonic fan, but I can't tell you how the jet ankle works. I don't know why it makes him fly faster. I'm assuming it pushes air out of the back, but where does it intake the air? You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, so we're supposed to be catching the train to the Mystic Ruins right now so we can, you know, get the plot started. Tails, he was always a pilot in the classic games, but I don't think he was ever like a super genius. Excuse me. Maybe he was though, because at the end of Sonic 2, or not the end of Sonic 2, but towards the end, he actually hooks up a big rocket to his airplane. I don't know if he built the rocket himself, if he just had it laying around. But maybe he's always been a bit of a super genius. I know for a fact that in the American cartoons, Sat AM, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, he was not a super genius. Like, he was just a regular kid. I believe Tails is meant to be like 8 years old. Which I've always looked at Tails as more of a 12-year-old myself. But, you know, I'm pretty sure his canon age is 8 years old. Yeah, so we're in the Mystic Ruins with Tails. I'm just, you know, running around, trying to show you how he picks up speed, how he can roll. I think I'm going to talk to a few of the excavators after this. Yeah, try to pay attention here. The dialogue is a little bit different from when we were here with Sonic.
I am Dr. Robotnik, the most cunning scientific genius in the world!
Yeah, right, Dr. Eggman.
Enough! I've been working on a master plan, but now it's time to put it to work!
That usually means trouble coming from you.
Don't even try to interfere this time. Give me that Chaos Emerald, or else...
Or else what, huh?
Or else I'll take it from you the hard way.
It's funny because it's a little bit more, I feel like it's just like more in line with Sonic's classic depiction. Like, Sonic's not really saying too much about right here. So it's like funny. He's like, oh, he's more like classic Sonic. He lets his friends do all the talking for him. It's kind of funny. He still talks, but you know, you won't be hearing Sonic nearly as much, obviously. And yeah, here we go with the Egg Hornet. This time we don't have a homing attack. Tails only gets the homing attack in like 2 Sonic games, and that's Sonic Heroes. And that's only when you're playing as Sonic. Tails and Knuckles will home in on enemies when you do. And then in Sonic Dream Team, I do believe he has a homing attack in that game as well. Can't think of any other time that... I can't even think of any other time that you play as Tails, like just as he is, right? Like how he is right here. In Sonic Heroes, you're always in the flight formation, and then when you lose your partners, I guess you could play as him by himself, but, you know, it's not that amazing. In the Chow Garden SA2, you could play as Tails without his mech. In Sonic Dream Team, like I just said, you could play as Tails as is, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, and Sonic 06, I totally forgot. We try to forget about that, though. That is the worst Tails, probably. He's so slow. Here, in this game, he's freaking ridiculously fast. And we'll be seeing that in just a moment. Egg Hornet's still no problem, even though we didn't have the homing attack. Just roll into him or hit him with your tail swipe.
That was just too easy.
Gotcha!
Hey, he snagged it.
I like how Tails is was bragging there with the Chaos Emerald out, talking about it's too easy. Like, okay, Tails.
Chaos could use a little snack.
Who's Chaos?
Who's Chaos? I love that delivery there.
That's the monster I saw the other day.
Monster?
Yes, it's really happening. Just as the stone tablet said it would. Hear this, Sonic? Chaos' strength increases every time I give him a Chaos Emerald. All he needs is 7 emeralds to become invincible. Then he will turn Station Square into rubble, upon which I will build the ultimate city, Broke Bottom Land. You ready, Chaos? Let's go find the next emerald. Come on.
Yeah, rest in peace, Dean Bristow. I love his Eggman voice so much. It's so good. It's hard for me to let go. I can't let go of his performance. I miss Eggman sounding like that, kind of. No offense to Mike Pollitt. I love his Eggman too. But I've always preferred Dean Bristow's, for sure.
Right? So what do you say, Sonic? Let's find the Chaos Emeralds before Eggman does.
You know, Mike has a lot more, years voicing Eggman than Dean, because, Dean Bristow passed away, so there used to be rumors that that was the reason why they had rehired the whole voice cast, but I don't think that's true. I think Dean probably would have been replaced regardless, which is okay. It's always fun to get different interpretations and different voices for characters, unless it's just like something completely like off the rails. But that's also why I like Tails a lot, like, especially in the early days. He was always having a different voice, and back then they used to actually have a young child voice him, which I don't know, it can lead to some bad line readings, but I find charm in it, having Tails actually sound like a young boy rather than a woman doing a young boy's voice. Which I'm not saying Tails doesn't sound like a boy when Colleen or Kate Higgins or the 4Kids voice actress, I don't remember her name right now. I think her name is Amy something. But anyways, I just find charm in having a young boy actually voice Tails. It would be cool if we could get something similar to that one day again. Yeah, so with Tails' levels, we're actually racing Sonic to the goal. They're a lot shorter. As you can see, we're in the second half of Windy Valley here. We didn't start off at the original path. Which is okay, because like I said, it's just supposed to be extra content after beating Sonic's story. I also look at it as a, if your if your little brother's having a hard time with Sonic's story, like, toss him on a Tails' story. Anyways, that's the end of the level, though, which means it's the end of the part. We're gonna have to talk about Tails more next time.
That wasn't too bad.
If you like Tails' story, if you like Racing Sonic, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know. Let me know if you're happy to see this series come back. I'll see you guys in the next one.